Here with head football coach Jim Glogowski after a 34-26 loss to Coach, played them real tough. It was kind of a back-and-forth game in the second half. What was your take on the game today?
Well, I thought for the second week in a row, we came out and competed our tails off. We got after them. Once again, we took the opening kickoff, drove down the field, put points on the board, went up 3-0, then had a chance to go up by more and had a penalty, and that caused us to kick another field goal, so we were up 6-0. Then, it went back and forth, like you said, and they're a good football team. They've got some really talented kids. I was proud of our guys. It did go back and forth. It was 27-26, then 34-26, and then we had the ball with about a minute and a half to go with a timeout and a chance to drive the field, and we just came up a little bit short.
Coach, for the second week in a row, the passing game kind of shined for us. How do you feel that the passing game, Taylor Nelson at quarterback, Taylor Rogers had a big game today at wide receiver. How do you feel the passing game is progressing to this point?
Oh, I think they're doing a great job. I do. I think Taylor Nelson is really coming to his own. I think he might have just one interception on the season, and that might have been today, I think, when it was kind of a last gasp Hail Mary there at the end of the game. But I'm really proud of those guys. They're doing a nice job throwing the ball around. They're catching it. They're making the plays they're supposed to make, and then when we need them to come out big, they're doing that as well.
Now, we kind of had the advantage in pretty much every statistical category except running the ball. Co kind of had more rushing yards than us. How do we get our running game to the point where we want it to be?
Well, I think right now people are really stacking the box against us, and they know that's what we like to do, and that's okay. We'll take what they give us, and when that's the case, you have to be able to throw the ball. And I thought today Taylor was a fairly high completion percentage, did a good job catching the football, did some play action stuff, and ultimately some of those, there's a couple sacks in there that hurt our rushing yardage, I think, too, a little bit. But, I'm not really into moral victories. I'm really not, and I'm really disappointed that we weren't able to come up with a victory today. So the statistics and all those kind of things, they kind of point to a lot of different things. But the bottom line is we had the ball with a chance to tie it at the end of the game, and unfortunately came up short, and that's probably the most disappointing thing. But I love our kids' attitude. I know they'll come back and get ready to go next week.
I know you just said you're not into moral victories and all, but this was a team that a lot of preseason hype picked very highly in the preseason rankings, struggled with them the last couple years. What does it do to the psyche of this team to just be there in a situation to have a chance to beat a team like Co?
Well, like we talked earlier, that it was 42-0 at halftime the last time we were up there, I think. And so that was a real demoralizing game. But the bottom line is that at halftime when it was 14-13, our kids expect to win. And I expect to win. I expect to go out and put another 30 minutes performance together and play well. And we tried. We did. We gave great effort. We battled back. We responded score for score. And unfortunately, they have some talented kids, and they're a veteran team that's been in the playoffs, and we've got to learn how to adjust and be able to make those adjustments in game in terms of making big plays when we need them and not beat ourselves with penalties. And when we do that, we'll be successful.